Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey, and that is the 2023 GMC Terrain AT4, the most off-road competent version of the compact crossover from GMC. In this video, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of this one and tell you why you may want to shop this over something like the Subaru Forrester Wilderness that we've tested already on the channel. Stay tuned. Before we get too far into this one, I do want to say a huge thank you to Hall Buick GMC here in Tyler, Texas for allowing me time with this Terrain AT4 today. If you are in the East Texas area and want to snag an off-road capable compact crossover, hit them up. Link to their website down in the description below. Let them know Corey from GT Garage Talk sent you. But I do want to talk about what is under the hood of this one. While I've got the hood propped up with the prop rod, that is Chevy's 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and that is the engine that you get here in this AT4. It's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. It only makes 175 horsepower and 203 pound-feet of torque, so it's not especially powerful, but this is an all-wheel drive version and will do its best to put that power down to all 4 wheels. And that 9-speed isn't all that bad either, so it makes for a really good package, even if we're under 200 horsepower on this one. Being that this is powered by that 1.5 liter 4-cylinder, you do get up to 28 mpg on the highway. But closing the hood, we can appreciate the updated look of the GMC Terrain, especially here in this off-road AT4 model. So on this one, we get a chrome, kind of dark chrome grille with the AT4 badge there off to the right side. As you can see, we do get some LED running lights and LED headlights, as well as LED fog lights, but incandescent turn signals. And you can see there is a camera under the M in GMC up there. So we do have a full suite of camera technology in this one that the Subaru Forester Wilderness didn't really. And we'll get more into that when we get inside, because the resolution of the cameras on this one just exceed that of the Forester Wilderness. This being the AT4 model is all-wheel drive and does have a skid plate underneath to help protect the underbody, even though there isn't really much else done to the exterior of this one to give you any more off-road capability, like increased ride height or just really aggressive tires on this one. Speaking of tires though, we do have Goodyear Wrangler tires on this particular model, wrapped around some black wheels. These are 225/65 R17s. So I like that we haven't gone with like a 20-inch wheel with very narrow sidewall rubber. I like that there's a little bit of meat to these tires. And being that they are in the Wrangler line, they are a rather aggressive tread pattern as well. So it'll do enough if you are doing some soft roading in this vehicle, which is really all I would recommend in this entire class, really. And you can see on this black model, we get the AT4 badge there on the side. So AT4 is the sub-brand of GMC that is off-road focused. So Jeep has Trailhawk, Subaru has the Wilderness line, and GMC has AT4. They've recently basically put AT4 on all their models, and that sprung from the all-terrain Sierra that really first started this whole sub-brand within GMC. So yeah, you get a little more aggressive look here with the AT4 version. Our model does have roof-mounted crossbars, so you can put some additional stuff up top if you must, or if you really want to. If we did not have a black one, you'd be able to tell that this is actually the rear window back here. So it actually separates the roof from the body side. And if, again, we did not have a black one, you'd just be able to see the contrast there, how GMC has carried that back window all the way back to the back hatch. I really like how GMC puts the access button here. There is no proximity pad on the back of the door handle, but you can lock and unlock using the proximity key on all 4 doors. So as a family vehicle, that's a really handy feature for loading a kid in the back, because more than likely that's going to be the first door you open is back there in the back. Speaking of the back, moving around to the rear of the vehicle, you can see we get LED lighting back here. LED running lights, brake lights, turn signals, and yes, the brake lights do double duty as turn signals in this one. So some people, that's a big turnoff, but that's what you got here on this one. You can see we get chromed Terrain and AT4 badges back here, some dark chrome trim right here, and then the handle to open the hatch is underneath, which does get a little dirty if you can't tell from this model right here that we're looking at, but it opens up to plenty of cargo room. And much like the Chevy Equinox that this shares a platform with, there's enough space for our largest suitcase with a little bit of room to spare. I don't have to worry about it crushing my suitcase when I close it. We were able to get all of our luggage in here without any problem whatsoever. And right here on the side, you can flip and fold these seats down for a flat load floor. In fact, go ahead and show you here on the passenger side, they do fold down with the pull of the handle, so you can access more cargo space, up to 63.3 cubic feet of space with both seats folded down. So very cavernous interior on the GMC Terrain AT4. I really like the all-weather mats back here with the AT4 branding. You can see that goes all the way up the seat back and even connects, so you don't have to worry about crumbs or dirt or anything falling in between the seat back and the rear cargo compartment. So that's a nice feature as well. I really like that. If you want to fold that seat up though, you're going to have to go around to the side of the vehicle to do that. I will say I am 5'10" and I've got plenty of room underneath this cargo hatch. I think this actually opens as wide, if not wider, than something like the GMC Yukon, which is a full-size truck-based SUV. So very nice here, but to close it, the button is up here. So for vertically challenged people, that may be a little bit of a problem, but we will talk more about that when we get inside. Before we move inside this one, I did want to show you the key. It is a modern GMC key. Nothing really fancy here, but there is no actual key. I mean, you can pull out the emergency one from here, but it is a proximity key with lock, unlock, remote start, and the power hatch button right there. And I like that the remote start works even if the vehicle has a door open, or if you unlock it, it doesn't turn off like some competitors. Looking at you, Toyota, but you know, you can keep that in your pocket. And just like I mentioned earlier, you can lock and unlock the vehicle from all four doors with that little silver button on all four doors, and I like that a whole lot, especially having a 4-year-old that has to load into a child safety seat. I will look at this door before we climb in because it is a little on the dark side in there. You do get a little bit of interesting accenting here. It wants to look maybe like carbon fiber, but it is most definitely not. But you do get 2-person position memory seats up here, lock and unlock, your power mirror controls, your window lockout, your power window controls with auto up and down for the drivers. And then right here is what I wanted to talk about. So that rear hatch I've got set to max right now, but if I set it to 3/4, I can actually program how wide it opens. And if I've got a low clearance, or my 5-foot wife just wants to program it where she can reach the button a little easier, we can put it on 3/4, or we can just turn off the power hatch altogether, but I'm gonna leave it on max. Do have a little bit of storage right here and a little bit of storage down here, so I like the additional storage in the door pockets. Before I sit on the seats, I do want to call out these special seats for the AT4 model. So we get this contrasting piping, which I really like, the embroidery on the headrests to let everyone know you've got the off-road model, and then the red stitching right here on the side bolsters. So just an interesting look that GMC didn't have to do, but went above and beyond, showing off just what makes this one a little bit more special, that they've actually put a little more attention to it. The AT4 model does get these all-weather floor mats that do fill out the entire well quite nicely because, well, they want you getting out and getting dirty in this AT4 model. Does look like it's about to start raining on me, so I'm gonna hop in, close the door, and put my foot on the brake and start the vehicle up. Like I said, it is a push button start, so that's very nice. and then everything comes to life in here. So we do get a little helper screen here and a color touchscreen up here. Very nice. I'm going to turn the air down so it's not blaring on us. We already talked about the door, but I do want to talk about the controls over my left knee right here. So this one actually does have a head-up display, which is a rather unique head-up display. It doesn't actually display on the windshield, but rather when you turn it on, which it can be turned off, pops up with a little screen right here in front of the window where it projects everything and has different drive modes. This is the sport drive mode with the tack, and I'm sure you can see it quite well, but you can actually cycle through many different informational options, so you can see what the radio is doing, okay, we're stuck on demo mode, but you can actually cycle through a bunch of different things or turn it off. So I really like that you can do that here in the Terrain AT4. The steering wheel is very reminiscent of other GMC products of the area, so you get this kind of rubber membrane. You do get heated steering wheel and your gap adjustment right here with your cruise control on the left side and all the controls here for that helper screen on the right side, so you can actually cycle through a bunch of different things on that screen just to familiarize yourself with the vehicle. You can see to the left of the speed, there is a posted speed limit indicator, so you should always know the posted speed limit. Coming over here, you've got a rather small GMC color touchscreen infotainment, but it does the job rather nicely. It's very quick and snappy with a few buttons for redundancy's sake. I like this. And then you get your home row of buttons down here, so if you want to go directly to an app, you can do that. You get a button right here to defeat the engine start-stop when it warms up, when you're stuck in traffic or at a light, turns the engine off, but you can actually defeat that right there. You have to do it every single time. Your hazard button right there, and then your dual zone climate control. It is fully automatic if you'd like, but I've got it turned down just so it's not blaring on us. And then a controversial little bit of styling here, or engineering here in the Terrain, the push button gear selector. So this is how you put it into drive or reverse or neutral or park. So the thought is here you have to actually pull out anything that'll set the vehicle into powered motion and push on anything that would leave you to a stop, so you don't accidentally bump it and go rolling or hit anything. Down here, you've got a USB-A and a USB-C port with an auxiliary and an SD card slot. You do have a cigarette-style lighter plug right there, a little bit of storage. You have side-by-side cup holders, something that with this gear selector is available now. Before they went to this setup and you had a mechanical gear selector, you had forward and aft cup holders. I like the side-by-side, works out very nicely. So we've talked about the Subaru Forrester Wilderness, and this is one bit where there is a big difference. This comes with a two-wheel drive mode that you can engage, whereas the Forrester Wilderness is always in a Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive. But this is a latching feature, so you can put it in all-wheel drive and just leave it. You do have downhill descent control, some lane keeping right there. We do have heated seats up front. We can do the seat back and bottom, or just a seat back, and it is a 3-mode. I like that. Because of the electronic gear selector, you also have additional storage on both sides of the center console with, a little bit of a pass-through right there, but not too much of one, so you can actually get some stuff underneath there. A little additional storage there. A very long center cubby storage here, center console storage with a removable plastic piece here for you to put like pens or pencils, but you don't have to put that in. And then you can use the channels here for running cords outside, because you do have 2 USB-A ports in here, but I would probably recommend using the USB-C port right there. All around, a very nice front seat. I can say that the seats themselves are very comfortable. So they are power adjustable, and I already mentioned 2-person memory functional. The bolsters on them are actually quite nice. It is a very comfortable seat. You can see I've got enough headroom with the large panoramic roof. I'm actually going to slide the sunshade open and show you just how massive this sunroof is as it goes all the way back. This is a very large panoramic roof on this GMC Terrain and is another really nice feature. The Forrester really just has one massive panel about the size of this without the second fixed in place panel that this Terrain has right here. So if you really like a glass skylight up above you, this is gonna be more your option than the Subaru. It decided to start raining on me, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop in the back seat of this GMC Terrain and close the door. And you can see sitting behind myself at 5'10", I've got plenty of room back here, and I do have a map pocket on the back of both front seats. Interesting though, this is just seating material back here, whereas back here on the passenger seat we have hard plastic. So asymmetrical seats, if you will, on the seat back design. Interesting, I hadn't really seen that on many others. And then you do get 2 climate vents back here and 2 USB-A ports right there, and a, if I can show you, household style plug down beneath, down at the bottom. You do get all-weather floor mats back here. It is one large piece that runs all the way across. So in addition to the floor mats up front and the cargo protection back in the back, there really is no reason to get mud scattered too far in the back of this one. And I can see from back here, I didn't even mention the additional storage cubby right up front right there for the passengers. It does have a rubber mat, so you can put like a phone or some items there and not have to worry about them rattling. And then this back seat does have a fold down center armrest with side-by-side cup holders in it, and it does stay parallel to the seat bottom. It doesn't drop all the way to the seat bottom, so I like that. It actually works as an armrest as well, not like some Toyota products, but we won't get into that too much. And then this is a 60-40 split bench with the 40% on the passenger side. You can actually flip and fold them from the sides right here as well. So you can not only access them from back there in the back, but up front here. And then I will go ahead and show you the back windows back here. They give you a little extra visibility back here, but I won't go into that too much because we aren't driving this one today. We're just doing a quick interior and exterior tour. And then looking up, we can see the great view above the skylight up front here. I really like the view up above. And yes, you can see just how much it's raining on me. So, you know, perfect timing for getting inside this one. I've got plenty of room back here in the back, not bumping my head at all. Again, plenty of leg room. This is a very, very comfortable back seat. I could ride forever back here and not be uncomfortable. So GMC did a really good job engineering this back seat area. Huge kudos there. That's about it for my time with this GMC Terrain AT4. If you want to see more from us, hit all the buttons down below, like, subscribe, follow, ring the bell, whatever you have to do to let the algorithms know to keep showing you more of our content. You can find us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Everything is at GT Garage Talk, or you can just head on over to gtgaragetalk.com. But as for me, in the rain, in the back of this GMC Terrain AT4, until next time, gearheads, bye.